Hi, I'm Pauline, and this is Purely Polly. Today I'm going to be demonstrating how to create an e-portfolio. E-portfolios are very important in the professional world because they're that foot in the door, the first introduction to a client or a prospective employer, letting them see what makes me uniquely me and why they should give me the opportunity of an interview. Before we begin, I'd like to mention this wonderful opportunity that I've had, which was to join 6 Figure Nutripreneurs. It's a wonderful and exciting master level program that allows me to build my professional business. So by the time I graduate in August of 2021, I will have established my career and my client list will have already started growing. And we're going to be having a master bootcamp program in December. I'll make sure that I add that to this video so that you can be in tune as well. Okay, let's get back to creating our e-portfolio. There's a few things that I'd like you to keep in mind as we go through this process. The first one is going to be what goes into an e-portfolio. And then the one after that will be putting it together, actually creating that e-portfolio. And I will walk you through that as we go to Wix.com. It's a free program that we can use and it's very easy. So I want to put you at ease right now to know that this is not a complicated process. And then thirdly, when is enough enough? When to stop adding to the e-portfolio to keep it looking polished and professional. And finally, we'll wrap up with publishing that e-portfolio, getting it out onto the internet so that it can be found and looked at by clients and prospective employers. What goes into your e-portfolio? This is the phase that is actually the most time-consuming. I like to call it the mental dump because it's putting everything up here onto the computer. To begin with, you want to make sure that you include your resume, any continuing education courses, certifications, licensings, any committees, organizations, or clubs that you belong to, some tasteful photographs showing yourself either in your profession or doing volunteer service or work within the community. And also have that elevator speech ready because we're going to wrap that up at the end of the e-portfolio and a 1-paragraph leaving the employer wanting more snapshot of yourself. So when I meet up with you again over at Wix.com, I'm going to show you how to create 4 important tabs and then how to create subheadings, which are called anchors, within each of those tabs. I'm also going to show you how to add in photographs and any links that you have of your professional self or representation on social media, such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. I'll show you how to add those to your e-portfolio as well. And then we're going to get to the point of when is enough enough. So I'm going to show you how to pull it back and stick to just the facts. And then at the end, I'm going to show you how to save and upload everything through publishing and get it onto the internet. So stay tuned. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to head over to Wix.com. But before I do, please know that when you go to Wix, Wix.com, I need you to open and create an account for yourself. And then we'll meet up once your account is created. Up at the top, you notice we're at the Wix URL. That tells us we're on the right site. Next, I'd like to take you over to the far right screen. There's a blue button that says Create New Site. We're going to click on that. In the center of the screen, it should appear, what kind of website do you want to create? We're going to go to the first column, the first word, business. Click on business, and then click the blue button that says choose a template. Give it just a moment. On the far left-hand side, there's a drop-down box. In the first section, the last heading is blank templates. Go ahead and click on that. Then we're going to get a center screen of several different options. You want to choose the first one on the left-hand side. It's going to look blank. Hover your mouse over that and 2 buttons should appear. We want to click on the blue Edit button. Give it just one moment. It's creating a new template for us. When this template comes up, I don't want you to be alarmed. I know it can look intimidating if you're not accustomed to creating or building an e-portfolio. However, it is extremely simple. I'm going to walk you through getting started, getting the initial setup, and then I will show you how to create one page, because from one page, all of the others will be done the same identical way. All right, so this is your page. It's going to look like a grid. Come over on the left-hand side, you'll notice some buttons. The first button says Menus and Pages. Go ahead and click on that. You're going to see it says Site Menu, and there's a second box that says Site Menu, and then down below from that, there's one that says Home. Go to the bottom. There's a blue button with a plus sign, and then it says Add Page. Click Add Page. We're going to get a dialog box. Go ahead in there and type the word Resume. Click Done. And then go down and click Add Page again. Type in About Me. This is the section where we're going to talk about the committees, organizations, clubs, licenses, certifications, etc. Click Done. And the final page you're going to add is called the Reflection page. That's that one paragraph elevator speech about where you see yourself in your career. And it helps if I spell it correctly. All right, click Done. Click outside the box. Now I want you to go to the center top portion of your screen. You'll see the word Page and then the word Reflections, because that's the last page we created. And then there's a drop-down arrow. Click on the drop-down arrow and you will see all four that we've created. Notice Home is in capital letters, so we want to make sure that we go back and we edit that. So go back over to Menus, go to Home. You'll see the three dots. Click on that. And then we want to rename. And you can either name it Home, you can name it Welcome, Greetings. So we've taken care of that. Click outside the box and we've saved that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create our header. That's where we take those 4 pages that we've just created and we're going to create the buttons for people who are viewing our e-portfolio to click on. So go back over to the left-hand side of the document, go down to the third that says Add, click, and about the center way down on the blue column is the word Menu. Click on Menu, and then you're going to get a center bar that gives you several different options, themed, horizontal, vertical. For now, let's just click on Themes, and I'm going to choose the one with the green Home, because with the green it tells me what page I'm on. Go ahead and you'll find your little adjusting cursor, pull that up to your header, and again, this is your e-portfolio, so create it how you want to create it. It does not need to be how I've created mine. Make this about you and what makes you unique. For now, I'm going to keep mine centered. You notice I have the purple crossbars that are showing me that this is lined up exactly center. You can put it to the left, you can put it to the right, it does not matter. So I have created my header. Next, I'm going to put in some text boxes. So I'm going to go back over to the left to the Add button, and now I'm going to select the first word that says Text. In the center, I have some options. I have themed text, titles, and also paragraphs. I want to create the title Welcome. So I'm going to go to Titles, and I'm going to pick a font that I like. You go ahead and pick a font that you like. I'm going to go ahead and click this one for now. I'm going to put my cursor on the box, and I'm going to move it to where it lines up where I want it. And now you notice up above my word title, I have some options. I have text edit, and I also have get text ideas. I'm going to click on text edit. You notice I get another dialog box that gives me some options. For now, I'm just going to push that over to the side. And I want to type in the word welcome. You notice my word welcome does not all fit on one line. So I can just go ahead and hover over that dot and pull it until it does. You notice I have a misspelling and it shows up for me with a red line. Just like in Microsoft Word, you can click on that and it will correct your spelling. You notice that my text went over the line, so I want to make sure that I pull that back down. So now I have the word welcome. What else do I want to add to my front home page? How about social media? How can people connect with me? So I'm going to go in and I'm going to create another title. This time, I'm going to pull it over here. I'm going to click Edit Text, and I'm going to write the words connect with me. This time I think I want this text to be centered within the page. So I'm going to pull my line all the way across so that my hashtags meet up. Now I'm going to look at this dialog box. And you go down towards the bottom, right above the word effects. There's my alignment. When you hover over the first image on the left, it's going to come up and say alignment. Click on that and I can center my content. Okay, I think I like this. Let's make sure. So if you go up to the top of your screen, you have 3 buttons on the right-hand side. Save, Preview, and Publish. We want to click on the word Preview. That's going to allow us to see what clients or employers will see when they view our ePortfolio. I have my welcome, that's left justified, and then connect with me is centered. I have my header above that. I'm on the home page, and I know that because it's in green. Now, I like how that looks. I'm going to go back to the green button at the top right that says Back to Editor. Now I need to add my subheadings or anchors. We talked about anchors in the intro. Anchors are where a person who is looking at my ePortfolio can click up in the header and it will take them directly to that section. Super easy to do. Don't panic. I'm going to get you through this. Come back over to the left-hand side. Go back to the Add button. We're going to utilize this button an awful lot. So click on Add. Go back to the word Menu. Now you notice in the center column we have the words Anchors. Click on the word Anchor, and then we have another column. Go down towards the bottom, and it's blue with a white anchor. Ladies, it kind of resembles a credit card is how I keep it in mind. So I click on that. I get a dialog box that says Adding Anchors. For me, this is very distracting, so I click the box that says Don't show this again. Now, if you'll notice that there is a word, 2 words, anchor and the number 1. Up above that is the word rename. I want to click rename and call this Connect with Me. Go ahead and close that box. Now, the important thing to remember about anchors is we need it to snap directly above the Connect with Me. And we'll know when it's in the correct place because the line turns purple. I want you to notice that again. This line moves up and down. I'm going to go right above the text box, Connect with Me. When I'm where I need it to align, that will turn purple. So right now it's blue, and now it turned purple. That tells me my anchor is in the proper position. I'm going to go back to the left-hand side. I'm going to pick the first icon, Menus and Pages. Now I'm going to come over here, go to the very bottom of that box where we had the blue Add Page button. Now I want you to notice the button next to that looks like 2 links of a chain connect together. We're going to click on that because we're going to link our anchor to this page. Now we've clicked on it. We have a dialog box that shows up in the center. Click the 3rd word down, Anchor. Now you notice that it changed again. It says which page. What do I want to anchor this subheading to? Well, I want to anchor it to the home page. You notice currently it says home and the word this. This in parentheses is important because it tells me that it's connected to the page I'm currently on. Just to verify, we'll click the drop down button. Yep, that's where I want it. going to click Done. We have a new box over here on the left. It says New Link. I need to name that Connect with Me, and then click the word Done. Now you notice the little anchor has appeared. That's anchoring this subheading to the home page. The next thing, which I think is kind of cute, click on it and give it a bit of a twist, and you'll notice an elbow appeared between Home and Connect with Me. That little elbow tells me that I properly linked the Connect with Me subheading to Home. Go ahead and exit out of there. Want to make sure you've done it correctly? Go back up to the top. There's Save, Preview, and Publish. Click on Preview. Click on Home, and you'll notice Connect with Me shows up in green. Guess what? We did it right. Yay! Back to Editor. So now we want to add how they can connect with me. So I'm going to go back over to my Add button. Underneath the word menu is Social. How can people reach me through Purely Polly on social media? So I'm going to click Social. The center shows several options, and then on the far right there's the social media toolbar. So I'm going to click on an image that I like. You notice that shows up in the center screen. I'm going to drag it underneath Connect with Me. When I have it lined up properly, I'm going to get that purple bar showing me that I'm properly aligned. Snap. But wait a minute, I don't have a Pinterest account. So I need to go where it says Set Social Links, click, and I want to remove the Pinterest account. So when I hover over Pinterest, you'll notice I get the trash can. So I'm going to click Remove Image. And this is where you can add the links from your social media onto your page. I'm not going to do that because I've already created my ePortfolio, but what you want to do is open up a new box, a new browser, go to your social media, get your URL, click on it, and bring it over here to where it says, what social page does this icon connect to? And drop your URL right there, and that will click Link and Done, and you will have linked up your social media page to your ePortfolio. And just go ahead and do that for all of your social media that you're connected to professionally. You want to make sure that you're not connecting up clients or future employers to any social media that may have you out dancing at a nightclub, because that's probably not the best image that you want to portray yourself with. All right, so we've connected with social media. I think now I would like to add a picture of myself, so when people come to my ePortfolio, they know what I look like. Come over to the left-hand side, and again, we have the different images. I want you to go to the fifth one down, hover over it, and it should say the word Media. Click Media, and now you're going to notice in the second box it says Upload Your Media, and then there's a blue button. This is going to allow you to bring up pictures from your computer onto options to put into the ePortfolio. So I'm going to click Upload Media, and a dialog box appears in the center of my screen. I want to upload it from my computer, and now I'm going to come over. I have mine stored in a file called Pictures, and then I have one that says ePortfolio, and these are all of the photos that I would like to include in my ePortfolio. What's the first image I would like people to see of myself? Perhaps it's one in my RD shirt or jacket, so I'll click on that and then Open. And you'll notice on the left it shows that it's copying the image over to Wix, and here it appears. Now my recommendation is at this point you go ahead and you upload all of your photos at once. So as you're creating your different pages, all of your photos are there and you can go and just add them at will. So I'm going to add this image. At this point, I can choose to crop it here, or I can add it to my page and crop it later. One really neat image is that it can cut out the background for you. This will take a moment, so if you choose to do it, don't panic, nothing's happened. It does take Wix a minute to remove the background and leave just the image of yourself. However, it is kind of a cool effect. going to add this image. You notice it appears in the center screen rather large. So I want to go ahead and shrink it down. And now I'm going to add this over to the far right. I've pushed it into the corners and you notice that my lines have turned purple. That tells me I'm lined up with the grid. Now once I've released my mouse, I get many options up above my photo. I can change the image, I can go to settings, and settings allows me to open links. Don't really need to do that. Design is kind of cool. It allows me to frame my image, and perhaps I want it to be an oval or a circle. So for grins and giggles, I'm going to click on that right now just so you can see. And you notice that that framed my picture very nicely. And so I think I'm going to stick with that. That's something for you to play with and make this uniquely you. I'm going to go back over to preview and take a peek at the home page. Look at that, folks. We have our header, which has home, and the subheading connect with me because we've created an anchor. We have resume, about me, and reflections. Now I do want to mention briefly the about me page again is where you're going to want to add many anchors. Those anchors are going to be about committees, organizations, clubs, community service. It's going to be about any additional continuing education programs, certifications, or licensing. You're going to want to include those on that page and also incorporate some photos of yourself doing some of the different activities. You don't want to overload it with photos, but you do want to make sure that you have an adequate amount there showing that you really did participate in these groups. The resume is a page where it is very simple to upload your existing resume. If you have your resume in a Word document, basically what you do is a copy and paste. So you'll go ahead and you'll go to your resume section. We can do that right now. Click back to editor. Go to the top of your screen. You'll see in the center the word page. Currently we're on home, so let's go to the drop down arrow. Click the word resume, and you'll notice it's a blank page. And this is where you'll come back to the third button down on the left, click on text again, and you're going to open a text box because basically what you're doing is you're cutting and pasting right into your resume. It's that simple. One last thing I want to leave you with before I close is if you take your mouse and you right click on the center of any page, it says change page background. This is where you can go from a blank white canvas to color, image, or video. I recommend that you stay away from video because then it becomes too busy. Color is a very nice, very subdued way to just enhance your ePortfolio. Pick a color that you like, and then you have the option to apply to other pages. Add color, which if you click on add color, there's different hues that you can add. I'm going to click the add to other pages. And now I have created this color on all of my pages. And you can go back and forth till you find one that you're comfortable with. I'm ready to get prepared to publish. So I'm going to go up to the right-hand corner. There's the three buttons, Save, Preview, and Publish. First, make sure you click on the Save button. You're going to notice you get a dialog box on the center of the screen. It tells you that you have a URL or a domain. I am not going to click on this right now because I already have my ePortfolio established. But for yourself who's just created it for the first time, notice that this is going to be what you're going to copy and paste onto your paper resume and also what you will share on your social media for people to view your ePortfolio. Go ahead and click Save and Continue. After that, you're going to get a button that says Publish. Click Publish. That's what's going to put the ePortfolio onto the internet for people to view. That was how we created ePortfolio. I hope that this video was useful for you. Please make sure that you click the subscribe button below and also the bell so that you receive future notifications of Purely Polly. Please list any comments in the comment box. If you have any suggestions or questions on how to create your ePortfolio, I'll be happy to help you that way. Also, I can be reached on Instagram and Twitter. Please be sure to follow.